badge that tracks their location while they're on campus. This program is instituted, of course, first and foremost, they say to keep children safe, but how many times have we heard that since 9/11 as an excuse to violate our privacy rights?
What about the puppies and kitties?
Yeah.
Yeah, and doesn't the chips keep children safe?
Right.
That's what they say.
That's what they say, but it doesn't, because it doesn't track them everywhere that they go. So there's no way to really know where they are. You would think I think a lot of parents think that, oh good, if my kid gets kidnapped, then we'll be able to track them, we'll be able to find out where they are and go get them. That's not the kind of tracking device that this is. This isn't a GPS locating device. It's an RFID, radio frequency identification, which is a fairly low range compared to GPS. So the read range is between 75 and 140 feet, and it has to have a reader that is adapted to that badge so that it can know the protocol to read where the location is. The readers are only located on campus, but the danger as far as privacy goes and as far as predators being able to abuse the technology is that this radio frequency identification chip is an active chip, which means it's constantly emitting a radio frequency signal. So anybody with the technology experience, some hacking skills, and $500 to buy a reader online could potentially track these kids wherever they go while they're off campus. And predators have been known to take advantage of children with as little personal information as their name on their shirt, and now they're going to be able to track what patterns, routes they take to school, what time they come and go, be able to watch what time their parents are coming and going. It really is a scary thing that we're having our kids carry this thing around, and the worst part about all of it is that there's no way to opt out right now. All that there is an arbitrary decision making by a superintendent who has an incentive to get as many kids complying with this as possible, because it's mostly about money. It's money for Wade Garcia and Associates, which is the manufacturer of these microchips, and it's money for the school district because they can't manage to count the number of kids that are on campus. With all the surveillance, with all of the administration that's on campus, they still can't get it together. So they're punishing the students who really aren't doing anything wrong. These are kids that, it's not truancy problems, it's the kids that are in the nurse's office or in the principal's office when attendance is taken. I don't think it would be that hard to ask the nurse at 9:30 to look around and see what kids are in her office and document them so that the school gets the proper amount of money for it. I don't think that's so outrageous, but apparently it's not something that the school really thought of. It didn't occur to them. But what did occur to them is to use these microchips that are going to cost millions of dollars, because Wade Garcia and Associates, the manufacturer of them, was right there to give it to them and give them a really good price on it too, because they are going to get a lot of money as this program goes through. So people are concerned about privacy. People are also concerned about the health hazards of having this constantly emitting a radiation next to these children's growing hearts and brains. And then, of course, there's the religious objection, which is probably what everybody's heard about. Andrea Hernandez and her family standing up against this because they view it as a violation of their religious freedom. They are opposed to it on religious grounds, and there's no way for her to opt out. She has been given really a watered down, crappy compromise deal where she can wear the shell of the badge without a chip in it. And some people think that that would be a good compromise because that eliminates the health risk, that it eliminates the privacy risk. But for her, this still demonstrates a support for a program that she thinks is opposed to her religious views. So she doesn't want to support the program. She doesn't want to fall in line with the rest of the students, which is literally what the deputy superintendent told her she needed to do, was fall in line like the rest of the students. So she's been standing up against this for months now. It started in August when school started, and it's been an uphill battle for her. She's been taking a lot of heat from the administration. A lot of students come to her and say, you know, thank you for standing up. I can't do that. There's no way. I'm not going to risk getting kicked out of school. My parents will kill me. And so they're worried about standing up for themselves. And you know, last weekend was the Students for Liberty conference here in Austin, which went really well. The students that organized that did an incredible job organizing this event. And I was honored to be one of the speakers there, and I brought Andrea up to talk about how important it was for her to have a community there to support her, and how it's really empowered her to really move forward with this and not just cave in and start going to the normal school, because right now she's in a magnet school. She's going to a school that she's earned her right to go to, the Science and Engineering Academy, and she doesn't want to have to go into a regular program. She wants to, she's been excelling and she wants to continue to do so. Well, on on November 13th, the school district, well, the school actually, it was the two principals since it's two schools, the Science and Engineering Academy and the regular John Jay High School, they sent her a notice saying that she was going to be forcibly removed from school if she continued to refuse to comply as of today, November 26th. She was supposed to be kicked out of school. Well, last week, her lawyer, who happens to be Jerry Lynn Ward, a tag member, longtime tag member, been working on this, and she went to the district court in Bexar County and she got a restraining order forbidding the school district from removing her from school. That was a huge win, and that gives us 14 days of them being, her being kind of untouchable by the school, them not being able to remove her, and we also have to go back Wednesday for a temporary injunction, which, if I understand it correctly, is going to forbid them from removing her from school for the rest of the semester until the pilot program is over with and decided upon. So that's going to happen on Wednesday morning, and so if anybody is available Wednesday morning and wants to go down, we're going to be down there rallying for her and there to support her. We've gotten international news, international mainstream news. The BBC picked this up over the weekend. We've been getting calls from media, her family in particular, because they've refused to talk to anyone until after the hearing. The advice of her attorney, which I appreciate. And so they've just been, the media's just been clamoring, trying to get a statement. And so I gave them a little bit of a statement today, which was good about, you know, they're not going to stop until this program is abolished. But I think that a reasonable compromise and what we're realistically going to see out of this is an opt-out policy, a standard policy that is not arbitrary decision-making on the behalf of the administration, so that students who object to it on whatever reason are able to fill out a form, just like if you are opposed to vaccines, and you're able to opt out, and that's it. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone because they shouldn't have to explain themselves. And in this country, it's supposed to be where if you have a religious objection to something, you don't have to comply with it, period. And that was what was supposed to be great about this country. That's why so many people came here and worked hard to get here. And we've gotten so far away from that. We have these school district administrators that are just, you know, tyrants that think that what we need to do is get these kids to fall in line, and which, you know, really is in order with what we know these schools to be, which is kind of indoctrination, teaching kids to respect authority unyieldingly and really unjustly. Did you have something, Glenn?
Yeah.